way more excited than I should be. So I'd like to say I have on my wolf ears, and they made me really excited. So I got these from Wolf Creek. So shout out to Wolf Creek. I don't know if y'all want to be shouted out by a sex therapist, but nevertheless, we took the kids and it was fabulous fun.
Nice.
And what I liked about it altogether is Wolf Creek is an inside water park.
Yeah.
And so it's really easy for parents.
Yeah.
Like it's you park one time, you're at the hotel, you're at the water park, you walk to the elevator and upstairs. And so I do it again. So, and they give you wolf ears. And it's so fun. And so happy Halloween. So I'm excited for absolutely no reason. And you would think I had 5 cups of coffee, but I haven't. I'm just excited. So, all right. So I wanted to talk about costumes and how costumes can be erotic and how couples can use costumes in fantasy. And I wanted to say, a lot of cross-dressers like to cross-dress on Halloween. Mm-hmm. And so I did actually, I'm going to carve out just a little bit for them right now. If you're a cross-dresser and you're dressing up for Halloween, because it's like the one day you can kind of get away with like dressing up and nobody's going to say anything to you and love you the more for it. Great. And come talk to us so that your life isn't limited to only this one day when you can live your full out self. So, okay. All right. Now I'm going to talk about couples and couples using costumes and play and everything in their erotic life, in their regular life, and using sex and fantasy and costumes as this wonderful, like, possible playground to like do all of the things. So, okay. So Jessica, what advice would you give to a couple who wants to adventure into some type of costume play, erotic play, furry play?
I'd say to a certain extent, go further. Like if you think that you've gone a particular way, push it harder. So like, don't just come up with an outfit because I mean, technically everything that we wear is a costume. Like if we're in professional dress, we are putting on a costume. If I am leaving the house in something that is not my pajamas, that is potentially a costume, or my pajamas are the costume to show you what I am feeling like today. I'm wearing my pajamas. I don't want to do anything. So I think a lot of the times we forget that our clothes are supposed to be intentional for the things that we're supposed to be doing. So I think that's important. But like when we're thinking of intentionality and clothing, and there's something called fashion therapy, like, which is absolutely fabulous. I was reading this. God, I don't even remember where I was reading this now. It was in the People's Book of Human Sexuality by Bianca Loreno. She's phenomenal. And there's a person that does fashion therapy and kind of looking at like, who do you want to be or how do you want to be portrayed? So again, kind of like the cross-dressing, but come up with a whole persona. Like maybe Sophia is the person that's going to be here tonight. And Sophia wears long trench coats with like lingerie underneath, like, or, you know, like who is this person? Who do they act like? What do they talk like? What do they want? And so sometimes that can be a way to be like, oh, well, my mom would not approve of that. I'm like, well, Sophia doesn't have a mom that cares. So like, be whoever you want to be. Like the world is your oyster. You just have to give yourself permission and figure out, like, if you can't give yourself permission in this body, can you create a persona that has permission?
That's really, really good. I love it. Okay. Amanda, what do you want to say?
Yeah, I think costumes can be so exciting. I'm thinking about couples who've been together for a long time, and things can feel kind of boring or just routine. I love wigs. I love, like Jessica's saying, personas based around costumes. I love like sending couples to a bar where they're dressed differently and they cheat with each other, or that, whatever the fantasy is, cheating or just picking somebody up, somebody new. It can be so exciting. And, Jessica, what you were saying, really like finding a persona, taking it further, it can be
Mhm.
like, so liberating
It
for so
can.
many people. I know, like, not so much these days, but I love playing with wigs. I wear a lot of wigs, not just even out in public, and um, it can be really fun. Like, I have a purple wig that when I wear it, it's like this grayish purple. I like feel like the most fun mom on earth. I don't know why, but I do. So it can be really liberating to step into a different skin for a while.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I recommend it all the time with couples I work with, individuals I work with. I think it's a lot of fun.
I think so too. And I just think of the things in my regular life that mean something or give me a certain feeling. And
Mhm.
so a coffee cup, believe it or not,
Mhm.
I always feel like I'm Olivia Pope when I have a coffee cup, like
Yeah.
or her wine, that famous wine glass. Like it just makes me feel more powerful, like I'm getting work done. And so I say that to say is think about the things that would make you feel more powerful erotically or more erotic. What would that be? Would it be, and it doesn't have to be anything complicated. Like it could be, um, something that's nominal, that's really easy, but they could do it for you. Could be like a can of whipped cream, like just holding that and like I'm gonna do things to you with this whipped cream. Or it could be Patty LaBelle would talk about hooker shoes, like some shoes that are just like so sexy, that you can only wear them like from the closet to the bed, like they are just. And so maybe it's a great pair of shoes. It could be a piece of lingerie, but it doesn't have to be a piece of lingerie. It could be bunny ears or wolf ears. I apologize. These are wolf ears. It could be wolf ears. And so it doesn't have to be like over the top. You don't have to spend $2,000 on an outfit. It can be something just simple. I'm thinking cat ears for like the cat lady, or cat woman. And so just think about the different things that could create those erotic feelings for you, or maybe just the sense of power with you. I'm in control. When I do this, I'm in control. Um, and purposefully using those things, purposefully stepping into that. And so for me, with me and my coffee cup, when I need to get a big project done, like I need to feel the coffee cup, like I'm going to power through. And it's such a nominal thing. But what is it for you that would put you in a sexier mood?
Mhm.
What would do it? An erotic mood, like, and really kind of think about it, and what is it based off of? And there's no judgment here. Just get out there and do something, and know that there are things you can do that will change the mood, that will change how you're feeling about something, how you're showing up to something. And so this is so exciting. Okay, go Jessica Renard.
Yeah, it makes me think of the really cute like Facebook story of the brother giving the sister a sword, like a full broadsword, like a
Oh,
sword. And so they were like, well, what am I going to do with this? And so whenever she has interviews or has a date, she gets all dressed up in her heels and looks super cute and then just carries the sword around the house. And like just carries the sword. And like she's like, it is amazing how hot you feel carrying a sword, looking amazing. I'm like, oh my God, I need a sword.
right.
And so like that comes to mind. I also think like kind of going back to it doesn't need to break the bank, and kind of coming back to the cross dressers, because we think of a lot when we say cross dressing, we think of men dressing in women's clothing typically.
Yeah.
However, a man's
Ooh.
tie on a woman is hot. It's just hot. It just is. So like you can go to Goodwill for $1 and probably find a tie. And you just need that and underwear, and man, do you have a whole night. Like,
You're right. That is a good idea. I hope somebody takes that idea and,
right?
and show up tonight in a tie.
Well, I mean, and honestly, just like going to Goodwill, having like a $20 budget and being like, what clothes do you want to wear tonight? Who do you want to be? Like, let's pick out who's wearing this dress. Like, what's the type of person that wears this? Who's the type of person that walks out in this? And like, be different people. And like, how are you engaging with each other? And what does that look like? Like, just have fun.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that can lead into, I'm going to take it into a deeper conversation of, we want, at least I won't put my wants on you guys, your sex life to be a place where you can have fun and you can play. Like, it can be a playground. And Esther Perel talks about that sex can be a place you go. Like, it can be a place you go where you as an adult can play and have fun and be physical, like, use your body in ways you don't use your body normally. Most adults kind of walk and sit. Walk and sit. And so using sex as a place to rejoin with your body and see all that your body can do and have fun with your body and have fun with your partner. But I'd love a sex life to be able to have many different phases and facets and everything. I want a sex life to mirror your real life. And so if at times you're crying in your real life, hey, sex, I don't want you to cry, but I do want it to be a place that maybe it can be really sincere and compassionate. And then I want it to be full of laughter and fun. And then it's going to be some times where it feels more serious and passionate. But I also want you to be able to laugh in sex. And so I really want you to people to have a dynamic sex life. That's it, a dynamic sex life that is, I think another way to say it, I'm using a lot of different analogies here, is also like a buffet that you can pick from, And so today we're going to do a light salad with protein. And then another day we're just, hey, it's a carb day. Like, we're going to carb out. And what does that look like? But I want there to be variety in your sex life so that you can choose and pick and have a good time and have an array. So it never has to be the same thing over and over again. And sometimes it is nice when it's the same thing over and over again. So, okay. What thoughts does that bring up for you guys? None whatsoever?
Well, I'm just giving Amanda more space because I
so sorry. I got distracted by I had to answer a family text message. So I missed some of what you were saying, Natalie. I'll tell you what's going through my mind, though. I have a number of clients and even more friends who are in the like LARPing and role-playing communities. And so they do a lot of costuming and dress up anyway. But something that's been interesting that I've been talking about with some clients recently was bringing their partner into their role-playing and LARPing world. We've talked about it both erotically and just, as a partner, like around the house, and including costuming in that. And I have to say that one of my clients says it's been so much fun for them to just, do like some of the dress up together at home. Is it okay to call it dress up? Costuming, I guess. It's really just opened up like a playful, it makes me think of Esther Perel and some Gottman too, like where you can have playfulness with that it may, like the playground, it's a place you go, like a place to go have fun, and also share interests in a fun way. So that's where my mind is going, just thinking about all the ways that folks can really incorporate this. And as Jessica was saying a few minutes ago, it doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to take a lot of time, but it can still be a lot of fun.
Okay. You use the word LARPing. I haven't heard that. Will you explain that?
Live action role playing. I am also a former LARPer. So,
are you?
I am. Yes.
So, is that different from cosplay?
Yes. So you create entire characters based on the worlds that you're playing in. So like in one of them, I did a human character that was like Romani-esque. In one, I was a tree sprite where I was 5 inches tall. In one of them, I was a domesticated house cat that just wanted to kill things and eat people. So.
Oh, that sounds so therapeutic.
It is. It is until you see a lot of the people who are not fixing the things and are playing and are not translating it to the real world. And that was one of the things that bothered me. I was like, no, you guys have got to fix your stuff. Like, I can't keep doing this.
That's funny. Okay, thank you guys for educating me. I appreciate it. Okay. All right. Will you tell me what's the difference between cosplay and LARPing? Like a
I
little,
think
I'm still a
Jessica
little
could probably
fuzzy.
answer this better.
So cosplay is I am replicating a character that has been established. So it's a
Okay.
movie character, it's a book character, it's a television character. That whole persona has been established in
Okay.
canon.
Gotcha.
Now they sometimes have gender bent cosplaying, which is an interpretation on a character,
If I wanted to be
or
John Wick, like
yeah,
I could be,
like
yeah.
yes, you could do the cloak, and you're like, this is what this looks like, you
Yeah.
know, on an African American woman. If we have LARPing, I'm creating the name, I'm creating the backstory, I'm creating the
Mhm.
powers, I'm creating, you know, what is my goal, what is my motivation. I am creating in this world that is created, and then we
Okay.
interact with people as our characters.
Yeah. This is exciting. And so
Yeah.
I love people. And I love that they're dynamic and creative and that we can find these things. And I also love the idea that these people are like bankers and school teachers and nurses by
Yeah.
day. And then they come home and they can have these wonderful worlds by night or by weekend.
Mhm.
And so that's really, really cool. Okay. So last advice for couples. What do you want couples to take away from this conversation today?
Oh, I want people to take away that this can be like very playful and very fun. And if you're thinking about it, don't hesitate to talk to your partner about it. I think a lot
Mm,
of folks, put costuming or dressing up either as a juvenile activity or like too kinky for them, but I encourage you to reach out and connect with your partner about it. They may already be thinking about it. And it can just be so much fun. So much fun.
yeah. All right, Jessica Renard.
I
Mm,
guess what's coming up for me is like I know Saturday is like the first day of the fall Renaissance Festival. So like there are corsetiers. Like you can go and get outfitted. Like if you want to like dive in with both feet, like getting fitted for a professional corset is an experience. Potentially looking at like boudoir photos, like they're like, or doing an ad hoc at home photo
mhm.
session with your partner. Like that might be really fun. And I think about clothing and how not only does that affect how you feel, that also affects the experience that you're having. So like if you've ever tried to remove a corset, it doesn't happen quickly for the most part. So like slowing everything down, making sure that we're taking time, savoring some of those moments. Like what does that look like? That like you can engineer a costume for a quick session, and some of those costumes have layers and lots of buttons and ribbons.
Yeah. That's fun. All right. My takeaway, what I want you guys to walk away with today in this conversation is to have fun. Like just to have fun. And so have fun. Like I feel like when our couples come in, sex has become such a battleground sometimes or a graveyard
Yeah.
sometimes. And so I'd love for you guys as a couple to talk about how to transform it into a playground, from a battleground to a playground.
I like that.
And so that's going to be my fighting battle today. From a battleground to a playground, here we come with furry ears and all. So,
So also just wanted to kind of point in, so like I've been to Furry Weekend Atlanta with my kiddo, and it is amazing how welcoming and how good it feels at that particular convention. And I truly believe to a certain extent that people can let go a lot of anger, a lot of resentment, a lot of negative feelings when they feel like they can put forth the person they feel that they are. And a lot of times the fursuits or the costumes or the cosplay allows people to genuinely put forth who they want to be in the world
Yeah.
versus feeling like they're trapped in things.
yeah. Oh, I love that. I love that. Okay. That just makes me think of back around to either one of you were saying how um, adopting that different personality for a little while may actually allow you to do things that you haven't been able to do in your normal self in your normal brain. And so really stepping into that. So
Mhm.
um, I'm so excited. And I really want to say that to women. And I know some men need to hear it as well. But I feel like I know so many women who, well, I don't want to do that because I'm the good girl. Okay.
Mhm.
But if you're pretending to be Sasha Fierce for the day, or whoever for the day, then you can definitely step out of that. So find ways, and human beings already do this, but purposely find ways to live a more dramatic life. Yes, that's it. That's it. Okay. All right. For real this time. Last thoughts.
Hmm.
Then we'll take it into another conversation. That's it? Okay. Y'all are good? All
I
right.
think for the most part, it's again just allowing yourself to play, allowing yourself to have fun, figuring out, exploring. And I guess the thing that comes up is when we're talking about different personalities, like it can feel like, are you encouraging DID? That is a whole other like thing. And so like when we have different personalities, that's not what we're talking about. When we think of facets of our own personality,
Mm-hmm.
you are different than who you are at home than you are at work. If
Mm-hmm.
you are speaking in front of an audience, you're a different person than when you're intimate and having sex with someone. So we
Yeah.
already have these different facets. It's naming them,
Yeah.
it's dressing them, it's figuring out the things that make them feel more present and more confident. And so like please don't read any yeah.
Don't go crazy on us.
Well, like we're not encouraging like disassociation or different personalities or anything like that. It's just defining the facets of our own personality.
Yeah, I like it. Okay. All right. Happy Halloween, everybody. We'll see you guys next week. All right. Bye bye.
Bye.